Leadership on Wall Street, and what I would ask you, industry, we attract a certain kind of person to the industry. Are we doing anything about changing that? And what role should that play in ultimately what this industry becomes 10 years, 20 years from now?
Great question. Right at the front here.
Hi, I chair a London think tank around financial innovation. And we've been interviewing chief risk officers over the last 5 years, prior, during, and post. And what we found is that there is a very clear difference between regulatory murder and regulatory manslaughter. Those that acted in a way that was deliberate and those that had a regulatory breach. And what bankers are saying is that we do want some sort of fairness. And there doesn't seem to be much clarity around regulators, whether it's civil law or criminal law. So what are your thoughts on how we regulate the difference between fraud and a regulatory breach?
Okay, so a couple of good questions there. We'll go to the wrap-up. We'll start with you, Clara and Robert.
Great. I'm going to talk about diversity. I think that's a great way to end it. Diversity is critical to the success of all businesses. I think especially on Wall Street, where north of 50% of our population is from that diverse base. 20 years ago, when I started at Salomon Brothers, diversity was, what college you went to as a white male. And it's changed dramatically, and I think we have to continue to change. For our firm, we have internal networks. We look at the way we recruit. We look at the way that we partner with colleges, and we have to continue to improve, but it's absolutely something that is critical to our success. We know it, and we know that we have to weave it into for us to be the employer of choice of what we try to do day in and day out. So it's something that we're focusing on every day.
And what would be the one thing in the next year that you would look to for raising the public's confidence?
Well, I think if unemployment improves, I think that will make this country feel a lot better about a lot of different industries.
Deven?
I think if we continue to see stability in the capital markets and as well as less events happening around the world, I think some of the uncertainty will go away and people will start to reinvest, and that will drive economic growth.
Thierry, if you want to answer any of the questions as well.
Well, I think that Jacques Italy raised a very good question. What about, Jacques, if your question was, what about if Wall Street reform itself without the others? We stay an isolated island? It's impossible in the financial market, we all know that. This is the reason why. Because of the position of Wall Street, I think the only way, which will be a good match with your question, Madam, also, how to attract new generation, new leaders. We need to have in Wall Street the ability to reform yourself, ourselves, while managing under new ways of ethical and leadership behavior. That's the only way you will be able to impose the reforms that you will have to put in place here to the rest of the world. If it's not based on fairness, if it's not based on ethics, then it will not match.
Okay, unfortunately we have to wrap up, so I'm just going to literally ask for one sentence from Amar on one thing you'd like to see, you think would make a difference, and then one sentence from Deborah, and then we'll finish.
I would not like to see confidence in Wall Street restored in a year, on the grounds that I think we need to keep the level of anxiety, its basic structure up, that we don't declare victory with the passage of this bill, and that we actually have a much more searching examination. And that searching examination will go away if things bounce back and say business as usual.
Thank you, Deborah.
Okay. I think one of the things I like to see, and it's starting to take place, is a real serious look at business practices and standards. And refreshment or looking at code of conduct and how you do that and strengthening the governance process within financial institutions, sort of stepping back and looking at that and then taking very public steps to show how you've actually changed from a behavioral fairness standards process. I think that would be very helpful in terms of restoring confidence.
Okay, well on that positive note, I'd like to thank the panel for their candor and for giving us a really stimulating discussion.